Good.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Okay. Good to see you for another session.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm also grateful that I got your sessions.
Okay. All right. So, how was your day? What did you do?
Today, I didn't do anything special.
Hmm.
My monotonous routine, I woke up at 6 and
Hmm.
went for tuition as
Hmm.
it is early morning class. There are early morning classes at
Hmm.
7:30,
Hmm.
and after that when I came, I had breakfast and
Hmm.
then did some holiday homework, and
Hmm.
these things I did nothing
Okay.
special. Yes.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. What impressed me is that you wake up at 6, even though you're so young, which is wonderful.
Ma'am, actually, because of
Hmm.
uh, the summer vacations are going
Hmm.
on, I
Hmm.
wanted to wake up late. But in the starting days till
Yes.
10th of June, I no
Yes.
10th, not 10th of June,
Hmm.
8th of June, I
Hmm.
woke up late. But after that, my tuition sir asked that now I'm changing the timings and you have to come at 7:30 a.m. in the morning.
Oh no.
And
Okay, so your happiness was short-lived.
yes, ma'am.
Right. So how do you find it now, getting up at 6? Seems
It's
difficult?
actually great. No, ma'am, I'm not.
Hmm.
It's not difficult for me as I'm
Hmm.
accustomed to
Hmm.
it.
Okay.
In my normal days when I go to
Hmm.
school,
Hmm.
sometimes I used to
Hmm.
wake up at 4 a.m. as
Hmm.
well.
Hmm.
So, and
Hmm.
so I'm not. I don't find it difficult for me
Hmm.
to wake up at 6.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's great. And this is a habit which will help you on a long run. Right? Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
because I was somebody who loved snoring away to glory till 10 in the morning. I was that kind of a student, right, during my holidays. But over the years, I've changed my habit. And to stay healthy and fit, I decided to change my habit and I wake up at the same time as you.
Okay.
And I agree with you, it feels good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. Wonderful. Good to know that you have been waking up early, right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, did you get a chance to see the topic that has been assigned for today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
quite interesting because it's about storytelling,
Storytelling. Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay. So, let's start with our session topic then. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
All right. So when I say the word storytelling, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The first thing comes into my mind is that creativity and
Hmm.
imagination.
Okay, which is also in the heading, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Creativity and imagination. But why creativity and imagination?
Because
Why not any other thing?
okay,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
storytelling is a technique, or you can
Hmm.
say
Hmm.
art that in which
Hmm.
creativity is required. If the story
Hmm.
will be boring, nobody
Hmm.
will be interested in listening that. And
Hmm.
at that
Hmm.
time, we don't have to set the
Hmm.
limitations for our imaginations. We
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
to flow, let our imagination flow, let them go
Hmm.
wild and
Hmm.
think what we want to and add in the
Hmm.
story so that
Hmm.
it would not look boring. And
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
the reason that
Right. Yes, because whenever we want to narrate a story, it's important to consider so many elements which
yes, ma'am.
contribute to creativity and imagination, right? The
Yes, ma'am.
characters that we pick, what is the plot? Plot basically refers to all the important events that take place in
Yes,
a story that
story.
is called as a plot,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yes. So what are all the incidents that you consider to be part of the plot? How will you take it forward? How would your characters look like, right?
Yes,
When the
ma'am.
description is provided that this is how the boy looked like, this is how the dog looked like, right? It adds to our imagination. We start imagining.
Yes, ma'am.
We enter into a whole new world of
Yes, ma'am.
imagination,
Yes.
right? Okay. So which is that one story book or a story that you read that impressed you thoroughly?
Actually, I haven't read any storybook, but I have
Hmm.
watched animated movies.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
one of my
Okay.
favorite animated movie is the Coco.
Hmm.
It is of
Hmm.
Disney,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
in that it is also adventurous and mysterious something, and
Hmm.
something it is beyond our
Hmm.
imagination that it could
Hmm.
also happen, because in
Hmm.
that the boy,
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
forgetting the boy's name,
Hmm.
he
That's okay.
goes
Hmm.
he goes to on the day of the dead, it is
Hmm.
celebrated in their
Hmm.
culture maybe.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
they go
Hmm.
to he go to celebrate it, and
Hmm.
he discovers a whole new path which leads to their
Hmm.
ancestors who have passed away.
Hmm.
So there
Okay.
he discovers
Hmm.
his great great grandfather's
Hmm. Hmm.
musical guitar.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
he took it, and after that, as the story unfolds, it
Hmm.
makes me feel that these things
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
beyond my imagination, and I did
Hmm.
think that this could also happen.
Hmm. Great. Wonderful. You are able to share this with me. That itself shows that the story has captivated your mind,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Or it has made a little space in your
Yes.
mind because it has been so, they have made it in such a memorable manner,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Or they may have made it in such an interesting manner,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay, great, wonderful. So that way, I think one of my all-time favorite is, no matter how old I grew up, I would still continue to watch, is Penguins of Madagascar. You may have watched this as well.
I haven't heard of this actually. So
Oh, okay. So then I would suggest you to read it. That's my,
okay.
I mean, I would suggest you to watch it. It's an animated movie
Okay.
and I thoroughly enjoyed it, right? So the penguins which can talk, which makes hilarious conversations,
Okay.
there is no end to your laughter. I can assure you that,
Okay, ma'am. Sure, I
right?
will make it sure that I watch it in my summer vacation.
Yes, yes, you'll definitely enjoy it. So I will add it here. Madagascar. Penguins of Madagascar.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Just one second. Yes. So it's an amazing movie. It's wonderful. It has action, it has humor, you name it, and it's there. I thoroughly
Okay.
enjoy it. So I'm sure you will.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So now, um, I want you to tell me that do you think technology has changed the way we are looking at stories or consuming stories, or has it also impacted the way stories are made now?
I think that technology has also impacted, as well as
Hmm.
the impact is not good and it is
Hmm.
bad as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because when I
Hmm.
think that when there used to be our grandmother or someone
Hmm.
who tells a
Hmm.
story, it
Hmm.
feels like that we are going through that story when they tell their experience or any story. So
Hmm.
it feels good that we share a bond with them. But
Hmm.
now, as the technology has grown
Hmm.
and it has improved, so when we listen to any story, it is
Hmm.
animated. So of
Hmm.
course it
Hmm.
feels good. It feels nice to watch the movie which is
Hmm.
animated,
Hmm. Hmm.
and uh, but the bond we share with our grandparents and
Hmm.
those who tell us stories, such as
Hmm.
parents as well,
Hmm.
that bond is not there, because in
Hmm.
today's world everyone is listening to audiobooks, watching
Hmm.
movies, and some may
Hmm.
also watch the movies alone,
Hmm.
because some of the parents are not available all the time to
Hmm.
watch movie with
Hmm.
their kids. So I think
Hmm.
that this is the impact.
Hmm. Right, you're absolutely correct. Now, we have entered an era where everyone seems to be so busy
Yes,
and
ma'am.
they are tied up with so many things that technology seems to be our only constant friend,
Yes, ma'am.
right? But
Yes,
again, it's a very dangerous
yes, ma'am.
ally to us, right? Because
Yes, ma'am.
it also creates so many issues for us, including health problems,
Yes.
right? So,
Yes.
like you rightly said, I think we used to uh, make use of storytelling time as a time to bond with each other,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And that is something which we miss out on,
Yes. Yes.
right? With technology, like you rightly said. Okay. And I think now the way we consume the stories as well, we seems to be given a lot of options, right? We can
Yes.
listen to stories, we can watch them, we can read them,
Yes,
right? We can
ma'am.
read on Kindle. There is no limit to the
Yes,
options that
ma'am.
we are provided with,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
which one do you prefer? Do you still prefer to get the fragrance of the old books and feel every page as you turn it around, or do you prefer to read online or with any gadget?
Okay. I prefer to read by the stories in books because
Hmm. Hmm.
one thing is that I my eyesight, because
Hmm.
of online classes, I have
Hmm.
developed a need for spectacles, so I
Hmm.
try to avoid the screen time as much as possible.
Right.
And when reading book, at that time I can do a reading the reading which helps me build my
Hmm.
vocabulary. Because
Hmm.
for instance, if I don't know meaning of a particular word, so I
Hmm.
try, first
Hmm.
of all I try to decode that
Hmm.
what it means from the sentence. But
Hmm.
and after that I search it on Google, that
Hmm.
what's the meaning of this word, what are the
Hmm.
synonyms where it can be used.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think that that would make it more pleasurable to
Hmm.
me to watch the
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
study the book.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm. Hmm.
at that time it will also be advantageous for me.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is the reason
Right.
I would prefer to study books.
Yes. Yes. In terms of eyesight, yes, I completely agree with you. It's safer to
Yes,
stick to
ma'am.
books, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Great. Wonderful. So now let's do a small activity where you're going to take a look at two images which are provided. Okay.
Okay.
You can scroll down to the third page and you're going to see a section called as What's Going On Here.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And I want you to take a look at both the images and let's go one by one. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
the first thing what you're going to do is you're going to decode the image by telling me all the elements that you see within that image.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Then
Sure.
you can tell me what do you think is happening there or
Okay.
why do you think it could be happening. Okay.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
let's go with picture A.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yes. So what are all the elements that you see?
I think I see a man who is very serious in playing a chess
Hmm.
game. I guess it is
Hmm.
a chess game.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
there is chimpanzee
Hmm.
who is, I think,
Hmm.
smoking. So,
Yes, he seems to
and
be very classy and
yes, ma'am.
regal,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
And
Okay.
I think it's a surreal scene to be imagined
Hmm.
as
Hmm.
well, because
Okay. Hmm.
how a chimpanzee and a
Hmm.
man
Hmm.
can play chess, and a
Hmm.
chimpanzee is also smoking casually. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay.
And the man,
Hmm.
he looks stressed. I think that
Hmm. Hmm.
as if the
Hmm.
chimpanzee is a good opponent.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's,
Correct.
he's thinking that I'm going to be defeated by him. Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Or
And
or rather, his expression looks more like here we go again,
yes,
right?
ma'am.
Right? He seems to have been defeated by the chimpanzee
Yes, ma'am.
many times before,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Okay. Hmm.
And I think that the picture
Hmm.
suggests that our
Hmm.
imaginations can go beyond
Hmm.
our limit, beyond our limit, and
Hmm.
how strange that stories can make us think creatively.
Hmm.
So
Correct. You're absolutely right. Wonderful. Excellent point, I must say. And I think you missed out on one more element in that picture. Is there something that you're missing?
I don't think so.
Hmm. Do you see a crown in the background in picture A?
Yes, ma'am. Now I see it was
Hmm. Yeah, okay, no worries. So there seems to be a crown as well, right?
for the winner, I
So,
guess.
For the winner, or maybe it could also mean that they might be spending time in a royal palace, or
Ma'am.
uh, or this might be taking place many years ago when
Yes,
there
ma'am.
was existence of royal kings and
Exactly.
queens, right? There's
Yes,
no
ma'am.
limit to our imagination,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. So let's take a look at picture B. What does it have to say to us? Hmm.
Okay. I think that in picture B, the
Hmm.
man, he looks surprised and somewhat he is trying to
Hmm. Hmm.
defend himself that what he is
Hmm.
saying is correct, and
Hmm.
arguing with the other person.
Hmm.
And
Or does he look like he's questioning
yes,
the
ma'am.
other person,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Questioning as though, oh, was I at fault? Sort
Yes.
of an expression, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What else?
And it
Hmm.
reflects that
Hmm.
sometimes it could be a role play or something for
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
storytelling.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think this is what it
Hmm.
reflects.
Yes, they could also be enacting out something,
Yes,
right? They could be enacting out a scene, which is why he seems a bit more melodramatic with
yes,
his
ma'am.
expression, right? What
Yes,
about
ma'am.
the background? What does that look like to you?
The background, it looks
Hmm.
like that it's of living room where some
Hmm.
books are placed, and there is a comfy couch as well,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
there
Okay.
is a white
Hmm.
background plane and there is
Okay.
nothing. Yeah.
Okay, great. Excellent. Wonderful. So, what did you learn from this activity?
I learned that
Hmm.
first of all how to analyze a picture and what to
Hmm.
say, how to
Hmm.
say that in
Hmm.
starting we have to describe what the character
Hmm.
looks like and what I think
Hmm.
about it, and after
Hmm.
that what it suggests, and
Hmm.
one more thing that I to analyze any picture on the spot.
Hmm. Correct. Yes, that's the tricky part, right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
eventually we get all the points, right?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
great. Wonderful. So now we are going to do another small story related activity. Okay. Now
Okay,
you're
ma'am.
going to create your own story with
Okay.
the words given below. Okay. So if you just scroll up a bit, you're going to see a box which
Yes, ma'am.
has all the words within it.
Yes,
Right. So you can use all these words and you have to make a story out of it.
ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
You will be given about 3 minutes time,
Okay, ma'am.
and the story has to be at least for 1.5 minute. If
Okay.
it is more than that, well and good, but again it has to be within a limit, right?
Okay, ma'am.
So it has to be at least for 1.5 minute, and your
Okay.
maximum time limit will be 2.5 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So that's a bit challenging, that you'll have to put all of them together within 2.5 minutes of
Okay,
your
ma'am.
story.
Sure.
Okay. So you'll get 3 minutes time to prepare now. Okay. You can write it, you can make mental notes, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay.
Okay,
So your
ma'am.
time starts now to prepare, and let me know when you're ready.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am. Sure.
Okay.
Join the flower, sunflower, something. I have thought of the story, ma'am.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm impressed. Wonderful. Okay, are you ready to start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go for it. Hmm.
Once upon a time, in a hidden land behind a giant sunflower, there lived a brave explorer named Mira. So
Hmm.
one day, when she was wandering in the forest, thinking that in which adventure to go, she found
Hmm.
a lost key glowing in
Hmm.
the grass
Hmm.
with a map, mysterious map tuckled
Hmm. Hmm.
within. in the keychain.
Hmm.
So the map, when she so curiously, she picked up the map and the key, and she curiously followed where the mysterious map led to.
Hmm.
So when after that, when she was going on her way, she
Hmm.
met she entered an enchanted wood.
Hmm.
So there were talking animals.
Hmm.
They warned her that you have to what do we say,
Hmm.
cross the chocolate river,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you need a magical drink from the
Hmm.
falls.
Hmm.
So after that, she listened to them and thanked them
Hmm.
for their advice, and
Hmm.
she moved ahead. And
Hmm.
after after going after sorry while she was on the way, she met a friendly dragon
Hmm.
who who guarded the fall where she would get the magical drink.
Hmm. Hmm.
So instead of uh, instead that sorry instead
Take your
of
time. Hmm.
breathing fire, for example, when we think of a dragon, we
Hmm.
feel that it is a it is like it breathes fire, and
Hmm.
it's in agony and it's
Hmm.
angry.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he offered her to the drink, and
Hmm.
he warned her that
Hmm.
this will grant you invisibility, but
Hmm.
only for an hour. But
Hmm.
after that, you have to come back to this place and give me
Hmm.
the vessel in which I am giving you the
Hmm.
magical drink.
Hmm.
So Mira drank it, and
Hmm.
she vanished.
Hmm.
So after that,
Hmm.
she found a she found the chocolate river which was flowing,
Hmm.
and there was a troll. You can say a devil kind of thing.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So when she reached there, she was obviously she was invisible. So
Hmm.
after after the devil,
Hmm.
beside the devil lied a
Hmm.
hidden
Hmm.
cave.
Hmm. Hmm.
In that cave, she it was locked actually.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
she carefully picked the
Hmm.
key that she got in the grass,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
opened the lock which led to the hidden cave.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
inside there was a treasure chest with a
Hmm.
lock.
Hmm.
And after that, when she searched for that, she
Hmm.
got to know that it is with the
Hmm.
troll. So
Hmm.
it was about 15 minutes that left
Hmm.
for her
Hmm.
to reach, and
Hmm.
she rushed to the troll and
Hmm.
took the key. And when
Hmm.
she opened the
Hmm.
treasure,
Hmm.
she found it with glowing gems, ancient
Hmm.
scrolls, and something
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
And after that, she returned to the dragon and thanked her for giving
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
magical drink.
Wonderful. Excellent. I'm so impressed. Wonderful. But did you use talking animals though? The keyword.
Yes, ma'am. That when they warned her
Huh.
about
Huh.
you will have to
Huh.
cross the chocolate river and you will get a
Hmm.
magical drink. So
Okay, great. Excellent. Wonderful. I'm very, very, very impressed by the story. And while you were narrating it to me, I was able to imagine all of this. Excellent. Wonderful. Good job.
thank you, ma'am.
Very impressed. Good. Very good. So, how did you feel this was?
I felt that it was good, but it could be better
Hmm,
if
hmm,
I wrote it
hmm,
down on a page and
hmm, hmm,
meant some mistakes. So
hmm, hmm.
it was okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Good. So now coming to the feedback part. Now, firstly, let me start by giving you feedback on this story, wonderful story that you shared. Okay. So, firstly, I must say that I like how you kept in mind all those given words that you had to use and you weaved them together very, very well. Okay. With a lot of imagination and creativity, there was no limit. to what you shared. It was excellent.
Mm.
Okay. Now, storytelling just does not mean the kind of story that we narrate. It
Okay.
is also about how we narrate it or what kind of impact we create on our listener or listeners, right?
Okay.
The same rule applies to our speaking skills as well,
Okay.
right? So, for me to ask you as a question, how was your day, Anushka? Or do I ask you, how was your day, Anushka? So, do you
Yes.
see the difference? I
Yes.
asked the same statement but in two different
Yes,
manners,
ma'am.
right? So, automatically, your energy level also gets impacted by that,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Because in the first one, when I said you seemed okay, why is she sounding so dull or off? But in the second one, suddenly you felt like you were shaken by
Yes.
an energy, right? So the same thing applies to storytelling as well.
Okay.
So while you are narrating, I know it becomes quite challenging to consider all other factors and put it together and share the best story. But what will help you is the number of times you practice with your story, right?
Okay,
So you
ma'am.
can add voice modulation, you can add gestures, you can add facial expressions, right? So it may look a bit more melodramatic than your usual conversations, but that is absolutely okay because listeners will remember your story that way, right?
Okay.
For example, if I had to say, suddenly she noticed a chocolate river flowing by the side, and she wondered to herself, is she in a dreamy world or is this happening for real?
Okay.
Right? So, the way you can modulate your voice will make a lot of difference. Okay? Otherwise, excellent. I have always admired your confidence, the way you speak, the way you present yourself. Very good. You only make minor mistakes, right? For example, you said in which adventure to